Yo fam, ever spent hours adding classes just to style a single element? Or found yourself copying and pasting the same code on repeat? Been there. And today I'm about to show you a better way. With CSS Combinators, you can target any element you want, style nested components like a pro, and keep your code looking clean and maintainable. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to style elements without endless class names, target specific components with precision, write CSS that actually makes sense. And trust me, I know the struggle. 4 years ago, I was stuck in a dead-end job, banging my head against basic CSS. Now I'm building front-end systems for tech companies, and I'm here to share everything I've learned. Now let's level up your CSS game together, and let's get into it. The Descendant Combinator is basically just a single space between selectors. So let's say like this, class of box with a paragraph of P. Now think of it like your whole family tree. Any element that's nested inside the class of box. It could be a child like this paragraph, or a grandchild where it has it within another element. So like this paragraph. So it kind of means find every paragraph living inside this class of box and style it, no matter how deep. So as we can see here, this paragraph is getting styled with the color of red, and this background is getting styled for both paragraphs, even though one's deeper than the other. So this works for any nesting level. Could be a paragraph inside 3 nested divs inside box. It still gets the style. Now, a pro tip is to use the Descendant Combinator when you don't care how nested elements are, but still want them all styled. The child combinator is the greater than symbol, so as we can see here, between selectors. Now, when you drop this in, you're going mad specific. Only direct children get styled. So none of that extended family stuff. Think of it like your direct siblings, not your cousins or your nephews. For example, since we got this parent list and the greater than list item, this means that every list item that's a direct child in the parent list gets styled. So if we look at this example here, you can see these two gets the border, and we've got these 2 list items right here. And then as you can see, the next list items that's within an ordered list don't get styled. So only the list item tags directly under an unordered list get styled. Anything deeper, nah, it ain't getting styled. Now, as we can see, if we wanted to style these list items here, as we do, we've got a border with a dashed line around it. We'd have to go parent list, ordered list, and then these list items. You can see we're using the Descendant Combinator instead of the child combinator. The Next-sibling Combinator is this plus sign. So it's like having your younger sibling sitting right next to you. Now this plus means elements that come immediately after another, no gaps. So for example, if we look at the HTML, here's the Next-sibling sort of demo. So here we've got the class of Next-sibling demo on this article. And then here we've got the Descendant Combinator. So then it styles the H1, but then it styles the paragraph that's immediately after the heading or the H1. So as you can see here, straight after this H1, this paragraph is getting styled. And as we can see, it's got the background color of sort of like this dark gray, color of white, the padding, and the border radius. So only the first paragraph right after the H1 gets styled. Putting anything else in the way, no styling for them. Now we're talking about this tilde symbol, which is the Subsequent-sibling Combinator. Now with this H1 and the tilde with a paragraph, you're saying, yo, style any paragraph that comes after this H1, no matter what's been in between. So as we can see here within this demo, we've got the class of subsequent demo, and we've got this H1 with a few paragraphs. Now, as you can see, this styling is being applied to all paragraphs within here. So all the subsequent siblings. So even it doesn't style this div that has some random div, and then it goes and styles the other 2 paragraphs. It only works forward. You can't style what comes before. Now, any paragraph after that H1 gets styled. Doesn't matter what's in the way. So it's way more relaxed than the plus combinator. So the Next-sibling Combinator that we just went through. All right, yo fam, let's chat about this next level thing, which is the CSS nesting. It's like organizing your CSS into a proper family tree. So let's go into styles, so I'll show you. So instead of writing bare long selectors, you can nest them like this. So we've got this card, and then within there, you've got the styling for the header, the direct header child, and then here you can see that the first element with content then gets styled with a padding of 20, and then you can see here that the subsequent child of the class of footer is getting styled, and then the descendant of a button. So to be fair, it is quite complicated. I should have put some comments there, but it's just to show you that you can nest, you know, complex selectors within each other. So the @ symbol means my parent selector. So you can mix it with any combinator. So we've got this greater than, or the plus, or the tilde, or even, you know, the space as well as we got here. So it makes your CSS mirror your HTML structure. So as you can see here, we've got card, header, content, footer, button. And here we've got the same. So we've got card, header, content, footer, and then a button. So it kind of mimics that HTML structure that you have. So that keeps it tidy and makes it easy to follow along, especially if you've got both of them open, let's say side by side. We haven't got much space, but you can follow along quite easy. All right, fam, this is where we go final level with combinators. Now check out this power move. So here we've got this combinator here. So it's an unordered list, and then you can see this greater than list item of class of special. So this only direct list item children with the class of special gets this styling. If we can see this right here. So if we look at the H, we can see here, unordered list, with a list item with a class of special, that is what is getting styled. And you can see that the second list item just stays as it is and doesn't get styled. Now here, this is quite complicated. So you can see the class of nav. Yeah, then you can see it uses a child combinator, descendant combinator with a space with a list item, another child combinator, a anchor tag on hover, and then a subsequent with the tilde, and then drop that. It's quite complicated, to be fair. But essentially we can see here that with the class of drop is this appear on hover, and if you can see on the anchor on hover, the class of drop down appears. So you can see that that is working there. Now this is just some styling for the drop down. Now lastly, we can see here, so you can get really specific with it. So the class of sidebar, and then you can see a direct, so you can see the class of sidebar with the nav menu, list item first child, and then the next list item. So direct child nav menu in sidebar, and then the first list items next sibling. Let me break it down. So you can mix class selectors with combinators, stack different combinators together, add attribute selectors into the mix, and you can throw in pseudo classes like hover if you want to get fancy. So as we can see, as we've done here. But quick word of advice, don't get too wild with long selectors. The longer they get, the harder they are to override. And sometimes adding a simple class is easier than stacking every combinator under the sun. All right, fam, let's wrap this up. Today we broke down CSS Combinators, those powerful tools that let you target elements based on the relationships. The Descendant Combinator, so the space for styling any nested element. The child selector, so this is the greater and for selecting and styling only direct children. The next sibling selector for that immediate sibling styling. Also the subsequent sibling selector, which was the tilde, to style all siblings that come after. Now real talk, the magic happens when you mix these up, making your code more precise, clean, and manageable. Now once you get the hang of it, your CSS game is going to level up big time. Alright, and that's it for today. I'll see you in the next video on the box model. Safe.